Oh, it's you.
Helios heard the call, and looking down upon the desert, grew irritated. His mighty works were undone, and his brilliance spurned. He called Freka to his side, and invoked the gods to strike Saina with his Freka, as Saina he asked Helios of his fire as well. So Helios gave him fire from the heavens struck Saina, and her plumage burst into flames. She flew high to cool her feathers and dove to extinguish the fires. Still nothing would cease the burning, and she knew that she was doomed. So she absorbed as much of the heat of the sun and the spirit of fire as she could, and fell.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. It's my miners. They've gone deranged. Bless my beard. Just as both sides were coming back to full operation, the lunatics fled out into the desert. I tried to stop one of them and saw nothing but a blank stare and a strange light behind the fellow's eyes. He looked cursed. This is the work of that Fae, the one who sits atop the hill on the outskirts of town. If you can find that Fae and make him fix this, he'll be duly compensated. Damn right, there is no other explanation. He calls himself Calovar. Polite enough fellow, I suppose, but I'd never trusted him. When we first got this operation up and running, he'd appear out of the sands every once in a while and try to convince us to move out. It's so obvious now. I'll bet he was behind the other problems as well. The Cruduck, the attack on Canyon Hill, all of it reeks of Fae magic. Gulliver watches the mine from his perch on the hill to the south. You'll find him there. They had an ill aura about them as they ran off into the desert. What they were running from, I don't know. None of them made any sense. They were just yelling, saying things that weren't there. Surely you've heard the name. Odessa's most powerful mineral mining interest. Dug the very stones Odessa was built on, and the gems that power her. Nothing is going right. Nothing.
Greetings, what are you here for, mortal? I'll not suffer another child of dust. I've had enough of your lot. Especially those of you calling yourselves Edgar Allan. I lent him my relic when he asked for help extracting resources from the ground. I believed I was aiding a friend. But Edgar Allan deviated from his purpose. The plight of Orenda and the attack of the Craddock on the mortal camp perplexed me. I know now that Edgar caused them with my relic. If you wish to free the mortals from their predicament, you must seek out Edgar Allan and take back the relic. With it in hand, speak to the miners to break the spell. He has fled to his mine. If you truly wish, you would do well to bring it back to me as well, when you have claimed it. It is a powerful relic, and could do much harm in the wrong. I have heard mortals refer to it as a stone, or a jewel. Vast oversimplifications, as children of dust are wont to make. It is my light, as Orenda's lantern is hers. Edgar Allan asked to borrow my relic to use in his mine, to draw the minerals the mortals find so valuable. I thought him worthy of friendship, and thus gave it to him. Alas, he has deviated from his purpose. The Craddock attacks, the theft of Orenda's lamp, and now this. All of this petty sabotages. The mortal and I made a verbal contract. I would give him use of my light to help him clear the wild fae from his mine. In return, he agreed to gather his resources with my relic rather than the little mortal's methods, ripping and tearing at the land. He has instead shown his true quality, and now your miners are scattered to the winds. For now, then. Find Edgar Allan. He is hiding in his hole under the ground. Farewell. Find Edgar Allan. He is hiding in his hole under the ground. Where, for now then.
You found me, stranger. Been speaking to Calavar, have you? You've been putting out fires from motors all over the place, I hear. What can I do for you this time? You've spoken to the Fae, I presume. I thought I saw you scaling that cliff. He wasn't lying. I wanted Motus gone. But I never meant to take it this far. If he'd just packed up his damn operation, nobody would have been harmed. I did. With this little stone Calavar gave me. Simply thinking a thing makes a wild Fae do it. Unfortunately, I couldn't keep old Bloodbane from falling for your brownie bait. Calavar told me all about it, and how detrimental it would be if it were taken. Then I just had to tell a couple of gullible cutthroats about this incredibly valuable Fae relic buried in Shadowthorn Hollow. How about I keep the stone and use it to sick my Fae friends on you? Kill this pest, boys! No, please spare me. I was just trying to make a living here. Success should have been mine. I started my operation long before Motus ever arrived. My workers have abandoned me, and I haven't made a single coin from this place. This was all I could do to reclaim what once belonged to me. You understand, don't you? Fine, it's yours. Damn thing never did me any good anyway. I'm sure the Odessan Praetorians won't be far behind me now that the word's out. I won't be here when you return.
By the moon, where are these gazelles coming from? What was I saying?
Reginald, what do we do? The house is aflame! The house is aflame! What? Oh, where is this? Where do you think you're going with my pickaxe, you wretch? No. Where is this? I promise this is the last...
never noticed how close the ground is to the sky. I mean, I do now. It's a mistake I'll never make again. Wait, what was this?
I could swear there was a lake here a moment ago. What? What happened? What in blazes is this? The Hollowlands are a harsh place to make a living, but we make do.
Greeting. I can smell them on the dry winds. Your eyes may not see the natural decay, but I assure you, it is there. The little meddlers may do their worst. The Hollowlands will endure it and mend the wounds they make. For now, then.
Well, it looks like everyone's back or on their way. We're in your debt once more. Edgar's facilities are vacant now. They're yours if you want them. They were never particularly profitable once his miners left him. But in the right hands, a few of the miners feel so indebted to you, they'd like to work there for you if you'll have them. You should visit the mine when you have a chance. Good eve.
I shall relieve you of the relic. For a mortal, you are remarkable. I can see something lingering in your eyes, something fey. It is both fascinating and perplexing. But, as you mortals say, the dust has settled. This region was on the verge of catastrophe, thanks to Edgar Aaron. It was fortunate you were here to stop him. Farewell.
Welcome. The Motus miners have told me all about you. I'm Vincent Helvarn, Edgar Aaron's former assistant and facilities manager. I'll continue to run the mining office for you if you'll allow it. Come and go as you please, the building is yours to use. And if it doesn't suit your tastes, with some spare coin, I can arrange for renovations. I locked myself in here while Edgar was hatching his schemes. I knew it would come to violence at some point. He was hell-bent on getting even with Motus. Anyhow, what's past is past. You need a manager for this building while you're away, and I'll do it for a small fraction of what you earn. Speak to me if you want work done on this building, or if you'd like to collect a profit. Yet another place of mystery that I'd rather be much farther away from. The Hollowlands are death trap enough as it is. Beastly creatures stalk near those caverns. They're not fey, and they're definitely not natural. You could pay me enough to get close to there. I wish it were somewhere far from here. The Hollowlands are dangerous enough without them. The Motus miners feel indebted to you. They've offered to work your mine, for a sliver of your overall profit, of course. If you have enough gold, I can clean this place up and furnish it with goods from across the land. I'll get right to work. It'll look brand new before you know it. I can't believe old Edgar had been causing all this trouble in the area. People died on account of him. Sad. With a bit more gold, we can improve the facilities even more. Time to get to work. Oh, you'll love it. How goes the splunking? I've kept things pristine here at home. For a tad bit more gold, I can add on another room for more storage space and furnishings that'll make an emperor drool. It'll be ready in no time. When we're done... These Hail, friend! The gnomes at Modus Mining mentioned you'd be opening a mining site here. That's all well and good, but I can help you make them. For a small sum, I'll renovate this mine for you, make it bigger. In the long run, you'll earn more money out of it. What do you say? That's me, Master Architect at your service. Your friends at Modus Mining sent word to me that they were helping you open a site here. For a little bit of gold, I'll help you get this dump running more efficiently than Edgar Aaron ever managed to. No one I know of has scaled it all the way, so there's no knowing for sure what's up there. Heard everything, from it's the home of a powerful mage, to it's the cradle of civilization itself. Sometimes in the same breath. There's an adventure to be had at Cloudcrest's Peak, I'm sure. There are bad goings on at the caverns. The miners have all, one time or another, seen wretched, scarred creatures that walk on two legs, pacing at the entrance. If you give me the gold, I can start clearing out one of the collapsed passages in the mine. I'll start cleaning out the passage right away. Who knows what we'll uncover in there?
careful out in the sands.
Always bring headwear.
I can't believe Edgar put the miners through that. He was always about taking the fight back to the competition, but I didn't think he meant to take their lives. There's no excuse for it. Motus' business practices aside, he had no right. Thank you for righting his transgressions. For another bit of gold, I can clear out the next section of the mine. We'll have this place running at full capacity in no time. Greetings. Hey, boss. Do you need me to do any work on the mine? Just a little more gold and we can open up the last section of the mine. This will be about all we can extend the mine. Greetings. We've pushed this mine as far as it'll go. Now all you have to do is relax, sit back, and collect your money. Don't get yourself killed.
These words are not mine, but ours, and shared to all who would hear, but known to only the true-hearted Alfar. Opposition seeks not the meek, but those who suffer happenstance, and towards the greater mysteries laid bare beneath their ignorance. We learn this from their the prophetess, the invoker of her magic, favorite of her children, the mother of the giant, and the founder.
He only needed one name. The Carver, like the wind, or the lightning, or the dawn. With his presence, a new age began. The kings of the south stood. They were the lords of the desert sea.
What, you surely ask, is such a well-heeled Praetorian doing here among the dust and brambles? Removing the tarnish from my name and solving the Jotun problem. The old Ragnar has died, and his successor is stirring the embers of war. But he's too clever to openly provoke the Warsworn, so he's attacking gnomes instead. That will not stand. I have a plan to settle this, but it requires someone of both delicacy and grit. Priest, apothecary, and spiritual guide to Jotunkind. The old Ragnar ruled all the Jotun in these heights and the mountains beyond. If this upstart stirs all of them to war, things could go badly for everyone. The Warsworn have their place in my plan, but not yet. Coaxing the Ragnar to show his face requires a subtlety that our local Castellan lacks. Yes, I think you do. First, we must find some new and better enemies for the Jotun. Go into Tirskotter Mine, southeast of here, and steal the clan totem from the kobolds that dwell there. Then return to me. There's a good deal to be said about them. None of it nice. You hear tales now and then of Jotun guards and Jotun soldiers. I'll believe that when I see it. Brutes! Tirskotter Mine is full of the little filchers. If you ask me, they're worse than the Jotun. I am, you see, ranked Decanus. That is above Auxiliary, where I serve my time, and beneath Centurion, which is where I belong. Grand to behold, but lousy with Jotun and spiders and gods know what else. Makes me think the Warsworn put their blasted keep here out of sheer bloody spite. Overlooked. Ignored. Once I've settled this Jotun problem, my Praetorian friends will be humming a different tune. Their keep is hard to miss. It sits on Menethir like an Etin on a pile of bones. It seems the old Ragnar had some wisdom in that slab of a skull. Kept a shrewd balance between infighting and angering his neighbors. But now he's dead, and the new Ragnar fancies the warpath. But that won't be good for anyone. To reclaim it, the kobolds will fight to the death, and as for the Jotun, well, one thing at a time. We'll never know if the mine collapsed because of the kobolds, or if the kobolds got in because of the collapse. Either way, it's theirs now.
First, he made the river in the arc of the great snake-tail. When that grew tedious, he turned his attention to the cliffs, the dunes, the depths.
Rotting hell, the sun is fierce today.
You are expected. This is Ironfast, Warsworn. Here, you will find dust on our helms and scores on our blades. We believe in action above finery and show. If you seek work, supplies, or shelter, they are yours. Gwyn's been here for several days, nearly turned our library upside down. I hope she found what she needed there. It is a hard, harsh country, well suited to the life of the Warsworn. This is the Detir bastion of the Warsworn, and I am its castellan. The Warsworn have been many things. The tale is told on the walls and the tomes in this very keep. What we have always been are bold, unflinching fighters. We have a blacksmith and quartermaster. Both are in the south wing, that way. You need not be Warsworn to take contracts. The board is in the south wing. Ask Adrith about it if you like.
We're fighters here, not toy soldiers.
Welcome.
Sworn to war?
They rush about as if their destinies did not stretch out before them, clear and immutable. Poor fools. I have come here, for it is here I was to come. How could I do otherwise? I see fate's ends too clearly to resist. Some are trained in weaving fate. It is a knack that revealed itself to me at an early age. My parents were delighted at first, then horrified, as I had foreseen. It is said my attunement to fate is especially keen. I can see the paths of everyone I cross, stretching before them, but not yours.
Ah, what have you got for old Fargil the healer today? A nice spider bite? A punctured lung, perhaps? You couldn't find a better corner of Amalur to practice the art. More poisonous and dangerous things out there than you could imagine. Though I will admit, Cluricon may have us beat for disease. How I would love to visit. The diseases they have there. Perhaps one day it will be safe enough to go. It's wonderful here. They come to me with the most remarkable ailments. Beautiful creatures. They're nature's alchemists. Make poisons, silk, miasmas, you name it. I trained under the luminaries of Odessa, but I have always found fascination in a live specimen of the medical arts. So long. What have you got for old Fargil the healer today? Have you ever been? It's some leagues to the east. A marvelous city. One of, well, mental giants, if you will. Goodbye.
Shield brother?
Warsworn, greetings.
Now who's this? I've grown so used to the same few drifters coming in for supplies and the contract board. A fresh face is a welcome thing. It's right beside me. The work's open to any and all. When a contract's done, they come to me for their pay. When there are open jobs, and there's good proof they've been done, then yes, I do. We're proud to stand where we do, here among the wilds. First keep and last bastion, the Castellan likes to say. That's Oda. She's a good sort, though not a woman of words. Anything you need's found in the smithy. You've got Heki for most things and Gavroche for blacksmithing. I'll be honest, he's not much of a blacksmith, but he's all we've got at the moment. Poor little lad. Other keeps get their work here and there, high and low. As for us, ever since Odessa was built, we've had one solemn task. Watch the Jotun. Hold them back, hold them south and west of Gnomish lands. The quartermaster to our keep, she stocks all we need to get by out here. I'm the curate of this keep. If you've a contract to turn in, bring it to me. Sworn to war.
Heki's the quartermaster here. She's got everything you
The
need.
heat's as deadly as the joke.
Talk to Adric if you could complete it.
My poor old master had but one dying wish, that his prize blade, the one on the wall, be mended. Some days I dream that I'll do it myself. Then I remember I'm a poor untrained apprentice who can barely forge a soup spoon. Why, that's Haldabeer's blade. It's famous, from the Fey Wars. My old master always said he'd fix it right again. Might have, if he'd lived. Now it just hangs on the wall, taunting me, reminding me of all I'm not. In battle, oh, it's a wondrous tale of how Haldabeer slew his foe. I'd tell, but I don't think I could do it justice. Not by an ordinary smith, true. But there's one living you can. Only, he'd rather eat nettles and stare at the sky than raise hammer to anvil. You can find the hermit smith yourself, up in the Minotaur Heights. Only, I warn you, he won't speak to anyone. Mind you, I said he could mend that blade. I never said he would. But if you think you can just alter fate, seek him in the Minotaur Heights, due south and west of here. A hero's sword. Like its owner, it fought and died in glory on the battlefield. Just as I'll die miserably behind this forge. Dinwell's his name. Word has it he grew bitter of all mortal kind at the start of the war. But I wouldn't know. I've never talked to him. Well, don't expect anything remarkable or even decent. Show me what's broken, and I'll see what I can do. Which isn't much. Been good to me since the day they found me, tucked in among stolen sacks of grain. Master Paraskin took me in, being an orphan and found by the Warsworn and all. He let me live here, began to train me in the craft. Master Paraskin, yes. I'd endure every drunken lashing in you if it meant I could learn blacksmithing right and proper.
I'm quartermaster here. Tell me what you need and I'll see what I can do. That's me. I'll sell you what you need, and if you need a blacksmith, well, what we've got for one's over there. The old blacksmith died 3 moons ago. Gavroche is... that boy's barely trained. What do you expect? It's a hard, dangerous place. Jotun above, spiders, thieves, and kobolds down below. They've always lived in the heights of Minotaur, and we have always watched them, weapons at the ready, and held them back when we must. They're the newcomers to this land. They crawled up through the ground from who knows what deep caverns. If there's fight in your veins and steel in your bones, you're war-sworn. If you die before you break an oath, you're war-sworn.
Greetings. The heights of Minotaur are thick with Jotun.
Yes?
have we here? Good day, Warsworn. Would a sagecrafter's services be of interest? A great city, if ever there was one. A monument to science and industry. I've been here enough to see he's not long for Ironfast. The Warsworn are too kind to say so, even to strangers, but a keep needs a proper blacksmith. Warsworn let me stop here in my wanderings in exchange for my service. Good folk, if a bit rough-hewn, and no place feels safer. A diserased, Basilica Nostra trained, and worldly wise, fully versed in the ways of gems and sockets. I've got my certificate here with my things. I might have stayed and taught, but my spirit's more the wandering sort. So much art and science to the fitting of a gem. Harmonies, geometries, fine acts of dexterity. May you find your socket.
The heat's as deadly as the Jotun and the spiders. We see few enough strangers in Ironfast. Welcome.
You have the remains of the hammer. It is... I should have expected this. It was forged in the Hall of the First Sworn. It must, I think, be reforged there. The hall is not far, only... I don't know what to do when we get there. The hall lies south through the canyons. Meet me there. Yes, Time is short. The Hall of the First Sworn is south and east through the canyons. Meet me there when you are ready. He has gone to free the Niskaru Lord. Pray we are not too far behind to stop him. Not all our wisdom was left to gather dust on Eamon's Isle. I have learned the location of the Niskaru Lord's mountain prison. But first, we must deal with that hammer. That means the Hall of the First Sworn. I haven't been here since I was young. It is as full of old books and dusty scrolls as I remember. They are powerful beyond anything you could imagine. This one was called Kamazandu, the Deceitful One. The text claimed the Arathi themselves imprisoned him in the mountain after he proved too clever to kill. We need it restored if we hope to defeat Beeson, and for that, I'm afraid, we must journey to the Hall of the First Sworn. Legend tells it is there that Eamon was transformed from a prince to the first of the Warsworn. It became a meeting place of sorts in the time of the First Sworn.
Can I help you?
Rotting hell, the sun is fierce today. Oathblade.
The carver made by the morning what takes the cycles centuries to shape. He bored holes in the red marches and chiseled his echoes rang through the canyon. Finally, the carver rested. He grew a mountain crowned with clouds by the river. And
Normally, I'd advise you to take a leap off that ledge, but at the moment, I find myself in need of aid. Don't think you'll get anything out of it, though. I certainly won't teach you anything. Damned kobolds is what. Poison spear to my leg and it's begun to fester. There are things for it, easy to gather myself. If I could walk. Foul stuff. I never touch it. The natural course of healing's best, if you ask me. Iron fast? I'd rather rot here, thank you. I'll give you a little something if you'll help me, but don't expect me to return to the world. I'd be grateful, but don't expect any wisdom or a fine-crafted gift. Hermits have little to give. I'll need spider sack ichor, fenrack from the canyon below, and grist from a Jotun's cookpot. Can you get me those? Before the gnomes opened up that damned mine, wasn't a single one in Menethir. Meddlers, that's what they are. Always think they know best, but they never do. Believe me. It possesses a certain remarkable beauty that is hard to appreciate with a wounded leg. Once in a while, some fool comes to plead on bended knee for lessons. Bah! If you don't know, there's no use telling it. Off in the southeast among the hills, overrun now with those spear-hefting overgrown cats. I'd keep my distance if I were you. An old man who's had his fill of the world.
Oh.
no lessons, no pressure. You have my thanks. Now go. Ah, some spider sack ichor, fen. Oh. Oh. Oh.
I'm sorry for the way I left Ironfast. The last time I saw my mother was the day she set off for these ruins. She came here and never returned. I thought maybe... But we must be going. Records speak of a sacred passage that leads to the forge. When I was young, my father touched the hilt of a chaos-cursed dagger. The magic within disfigured and diseased him. My mother spent the rest of her life in search of a remedy. She felt sure some wisdom from the Warsworn's past could cure him. We had fought chaos, after all. So she delved into our past, searched everywhere, until she came here. It's said that the way from the sacred passage to the forge opened only for Eamon, and at its end, he learned the secrets of the First Sworn. It's also said to have closed and sealed the day that he died. They say he came to this place a prince, and left it sworn to war. How he entered the passage, what he learned there, none but he know. Yes, to reach the ancient forge, you must go through a sacred passage. Of course, I can't be certain. No one but Eamon himself has ever walked. Lead on, Oathblade.
There you are. She was so close. Look, that must be the sacred passage there. All right, let's do this. There's no hope. We've come all this way. For what? You and I are not Eamon. How can we ever hope to pass through that? Yes, but it can't be done. Try for yourself. Ancient magic bars the way.
Only those foreseen may enter here. Fate bars this path, and none may alter fate.
Did you open that door? I came to and it was sealed shut and...
Approach, mortal. The hammer must be remade. The hammer. To the forge. You will know the way. The wisdom is within you.
Look at it, how it shines. This is a weapon of legend. Held in Aegon's hands, it felled Niskaru by the score. But now we have our own legends to make. The Niskaru Lord Kamazondu is imprisoned in Cloudcrest Mountain in the Hollowlands. As Beeson weaves his spell, something called the Niskaru Lord's Crown will emerge. Are you listening? It is not truly a crown, but emanations of the Niskaru Lord itself, as it emerges from the mountain. It cannot escape all at once, so if we can injure these first projections with the Mystic Hammer, we can close the door Beeson seeks to open. Cloudcrest Mountain looks over the southern Hollowlands, west of here. I will go to Ironfast Keep for reinforcements and meet you there. Yes, it lies south along the Hollowlands. Make yourself ready. This will be a trial like none you've known. He plans to free a Niskaru Lord, and we hope to stop him. Mitharu help us. The first emanations of the Niskaru Lord, emerging from, if I read correctly, the mountain itself. That's the first stage of the spell. Let's not find out what happens after that. A Niskaru Lord is an immense being of pure chaos. Kamazondu's nature is that of great cunning and persuasion. Be wary and believe nothing it says. It worked before when Aegon fought Farlong. Let's hope that it works for you. They both suffered and died because the knowledge and memory of our order was squandered and lost. I will not forget that. But I can be content that their deaths were not in vain either. In the end, he but dreamed a nightmare. But Beeson might make the nightmare real. We will meet at Cloudcrest Mountain.
You have the totem. Good. We've made some enemies, so now we must make the feeling mutual. Kill 3 Jotun chieftains known as the Ragnar's Chosen. Their deaths will enrage the Ragnar like nothing else. After killing each of the Chosen, plant one of these kobold daggers in his chest. That should do the trick. Look! It begins!
That day, the carver woke to find his touch run dry, the wellspring of his power dead as dust at the source. He heard then the first whisper, the first mention, mortals.
Prince of Spring raised his sword towards the breaking dawn, and he called down the glory of the newborn golden. Issa bequeathed to the land the talisman of fate. With its power, the earth rose to defend the birthplace of light, our cradles. So the great cycle swathed Own of the Thulian dusk in the arcane veil, and Issa planted the gardens after the storm, and nurtured the court of summer by the ruins of fire.
You're part of that madness on the ledge below. On with you. I'll have no part in that. No, but another hour won't make any difference. Go on, get those gnomes off my ledge. Oh. Oh. Here, you see, it all falls beautifully into place. The kobolds will come for their totem. And this new Ragnar will see a challenge that he cannot ignore, and a battle he'll think he can win. Of course, neither he nor any will survive it. Well, there may be a victor for a moment or two, but in the end, I will be the only winner, you will see. To reclaim it, the kobolds will fight to the death. To a Jotun, it's no more than a banner. But a banner planted in their ground is a challenge, and Jotun are proud creatures. Meet me on the height above 2 paths. Go on, tear each other Join in if you wish. You may watch, or join the fray. The choice is yours. A sight to A sight to build. Go on, tear each other apart. My beautiful, beautiful plan. Go on, tear each other apart. All have lost, but we have won thanks to my genius and your hard work. You have earned your reward. Have this. As for me, I have earned a trip to Odessa and surely Centurion rank. If you haven't already, you should visit our grand city. It's a sight to behold. Soon to be a memory. It's back to Odessa for me and my fine auxiliaries here. I've single-handedly squashed a Jotun warpath. Of course, that single hand was you, but why quibble? They'll have to grant me Centurion rank now. About bloody time. Spider gland for the festering, Fenrac for the pain, and Stugers to keep my strength up. You've done me a good turn, stranger. I live a hermit's life, so have little to give. I hope you'll take this as thanks. You'll get nothing else. What a great and austere beauty it holds. A beauty best enjoyed alone. Once in a while, some fool comes to plead on if you don't know, there's no use telling it. I told you I wouldn't go. There's nothing I can do old Braskin can't handle on his own. I still know him. I came to Menethir because of him, the only man in all Amalur I respect. Of course it is, but you mean, then old Braskin's in Eshara, is he? The sword is untouched, and that green apprentice, untrained? Damn it all! I swore I'd never... But the blade and the apprentice and the blade! It won't do. I must go. Bring me a compound known as Master's Tallow from Hervar's Dorsil, and the sword is yours. I'll be at Ironfast waiting. A rare wax of golden hue, with some remarkable properties regarding metal and flame. It will be needed to mend that sword. He would visit me some nights, and we'd talk of stars and old ways and the blacksmith's craft. He alone never once asked me why I live apart.
Greetings, you there. The arena needs another competitor to round out the next match. The tournament can't go on until we have a leader for the Crows. If you trust in your fighting skills, there are vast riches to be won here at Valor Arena. Well, as I said, the arena needs another fighter to start the next match. What do you say? You look like you could hold your own in a fight. That's the spirit. I hereby induct you into Valor Arena as the leader of the Crows. Your first opponents will be Remus Bloodhawk and his Marauders. Your team's already waiting for you in the Gladiator Pit. Head down the walkway when you're ready. There's always been a team of Crows at Valor Arena. It was a tradition begun by Hroth Magnus, the first champion. A gladiator becomes a crow if she ever finds herself the sole survivor on her team. Hroth took this to mean that the fighter could have done more to help his companions. To him, these fighters were disgraced, and if they wanted to continue fighting, they did so as crows. Today we use the crows to draw a crowd, but the handicap remains. It's a testament to mortal fortitude and ambition. It was originally Fey, but it passed to us through their own silly rites when Hroth Magnus defeated their champion. I manage the fighters here at Valor Arena, and for the most part I make the matches. Best job in the world, far as I'm concerned. All the fans of the arena would kill for a chance to put their dream matches together. I do it every day. It pulls in a lot of revenue for the arena and doubles as a tavern. The Crows are only allowed 2 gladiators in the arena at a time, and as team leader you have to fight every match.
The arena is a crash course in survival. Once that arena
Hey there, stranger. You look like you've seen some combat. Care to take a look at the highest quality armor this side of Datir? I have not found a better place in Datir to sell my pieces. The customers truly appreciate my work. Understandable, considering the life expectancy of a gladiator. It's like fighting a war in that arena. They say he's an excellent sage-crafter, but why would you need sage-crafting when you can buy the finest armor ever made? From me, of course. Unless gambling's an interest of yours, I'm afraid you won't find much there. Some brave gamblers make a living out of the den. Our resident fate weaver, Franz Engelhardt, makes his perch there. It seems like only the gamblers and gladiators have found a use for him, though. Look, Apulos over there would have you believe he can fix any suit of armor better than it was when you bought it. I'm telling you, unless you're wearing Tuatha Prismere you stole off the war front, you're going to want one of my pieces instead. Hacken's the blacksmith here. I wouldn't recommend him for repairs when you could just buy better equipment straight from me.
Good luck out there. Equipment and skill aren't the only things you need to succeed.
Hey there. Do you have any weapons that need maintaining? I'll get it done cheap, and I'll get it done well. It's where I make my living, so I can't help but think fondly of it. And my daughter loves it here. They gave me a job when Magnus realized having the best blacksmith in the land on hand would let him make money off of the competitors too. Not much there for me, but I've heard the gamblers think I have a profound effect on the outcome of matches. If a gladiator has the gold to afford my repairs, I may bet his way. Now, Valor gamblers aren't known for their intelligence, but that seems pretty smart. She sells armor on Valor grounds. It's adequate equipment, but her pieces don't compare to my handiwork. I challenge you to find a better blacksmith in the region. The pieces Thora sells are adequate, I suppose. But if you ever buy anything from her, you best let me reinforce it before you go into battle. Magnus knew a good find when he saw one. Paid for my daughter and myself to come from Dalentarth to maintain his gladiator's equipment.
Greetings, Wanderer.
We see few enough The heights of Menetier are thick with Jotun. Yes, we're a bit of an island to ourselves out here. Oh, you want that contract, do you? Now you guard these ghastly things closely. Mind you, they're not suited for combat. They're for surgery and unnaturally sharp. Dead? Why, that's a shame. I'd say I'm sure he'll be missed. But he's from Whitestone, so you never know. And that's his walking staff there. I'll take that. Job well done. Ah, with the Jotun and the kobolds, we just haven't had time to burn them out. Fine work you've done. All right now.
You have the Master's tallow? Then let's begin. Lords of Iron and Fire, it's good to be back at the forge. Brace yourselves now.
The heat's as deadly as the...
Behold, Haldabeer's blade, strong and whole. As you made this possible, I insist that you take it. A hero deserves a hero's sword. Now, if you're done gawking, I have a clumsy oaf of an apprentice to train. The boy's green as a new blade of grass, but he's got an eye and an arm. He'll learn yet. I swore I'd never take another student, but for you and Gavroche here, I'd make an exception. My work here won't keep me from it. I shall never tire of its open sky or those great red rocks.
I've got weapons and armor for sale. Only the finest. I swear there's nothing he doesn't know. Things he does with a flick of the wrist turn me into a bellowing troll. Just imagine. Me, apprenticed to the hermit smith.
Can I help you? Polished armor means you haven't used it yet.
Look, Beeson has carved his own way into the mountain, and that will be our route as well. Let's go.
Yes, the crown will emerge at Cloudcrest's summit. That's where Beeson will be.
Oathblade. Brian Shane stands ready to serve. There's no doubt he's up there, and no knowing what he's capable of when cornered. But we do have the element of surprise. So that's the fabled hammer. How does it gleam like that? What odd markings it has. I'd been yearning to return to the field of battle. And I feel that I owe Gwyn this, at the very least. Precious few advance in rank so quickly. Then again, things don't often go normal around you, do they? A Warsworn has to be a stalwart soldier. But more than that, you've got to show that fact to the world. Climb to the top. Show these wretches up. Defeat Beeson. Shouldn't be too hard now, should it? Great gods! Warsworn.
We'll hold them back. You go on. Do what you came to do.
Oathblade.
I said we'll hold them off. You go on. Do what you must do. Go. Use the hammer. Destroy Kamazandu's crown. And defeat Beast.
What have you done, you fool? Do you think this war can be won without me? Mortals cannot triumph against such malice. We've fought this war for more than 10 years. We could fight 100 more, and for nothing. I could have ended it. I could have promised 1,000 years of peace and protection under my rule. With Kamazandu at my side, and an Iskaru host at my command, who could threaten us? No one. I am sick of the doctrines of Rathir. Power must be hidden, guide from an unseen source. Cowards. Great power must reveal itself and stretch its wings. Why not? Great fire forges swords. The foolish always let such things keep them from the greater good. Peace will not come on its own. We must bend the cycle of the seasons if we desire lasting peace. There is no other way. Now die!
I won't be stretching my limbs so soon. It is a shame that the mage proved so feeble an instrument of my will. Would that I had a better, stronger one. That is true. What a shame. I was nearly free after so long, but the seal is cracked, and my mind may now wander. Imagine what I could do If I had an instrument through which to act as well. Oh, a sword is an instrument, but it is valued for its deeds and not its boasts. Your friend and comrade awaits below. Kill her, then return to me. That man's blood will be your birth.
We are to meet in the hall of the First Swarm. Are you all right? You seem... What is that in your eyes? The flames of chaos. Betrayer!
This is my first gift to you. Now go to your comrades. Slay them. Slay them all.
Dust, dents, and scars. We're fighters here.
vain and ugly creature. He crawled in dark places and avoided the other desert animals. He was lonely but refused to act like it. One day, while sitting under a rock and wishing to be happy, he saw a desert on spring past. What do you think, caught the bird? I have a favour to ask of you.
Buds bloomed and the willows wept. Hear us, firstborn, hear us, flesh ones. Olm forsakes his throne for a bed of crows. Your
Hold right there, newcomer. I welcome you to Edessa, but before you enter, I must catalogue your visit. Please answer the questions as truthfully as possible. It's imperative that our tallies be accurate. Now, what brings you to Edessa? Excuse my rudeness. I am Senar Bruges, tallier second class to the Domus Politica. My purpose is to sort those that come to Edessa, to welcome them to the city while maintaining the delicate balance we gnomes have achieved. They help sort the newly arrived in the city. We want to ensure that everyone is placed where they properly belong. Yes, well, at least you look more put together than some of the people that came here before you. Poor sods. With any luck, your errands go without incident. Now, where have you come to Edessa from? From Morris Hughes? You mean to say you've come from Alistar? Yes, I see it now. They were wrong about your nose, but you match the description of the one I was to look out for. We can dispense with the remainder of my questions. You are free to enter Edessa. Sandstone Villa will serve as your lodgings. Temporarily. It's no trick, newcomer. I take my duties very seriously. But I think you are right to be suspicious. True, you have been saved from the squalid lodgings of the Hospitalis quarters, but Sandstone Villa is usually saved for a peculiar manner of guest. It is more than unusual for one of your kind to be lodged there in any event. Now here's your key. Welcome to Edessa. Yes, you are now officially recorded as having entered Edessa, center of all gnomish society in the Feylands. I'm sure you'll learn about the city the more time you spend in it. It is vast, but well designed. And not everyone is given a villa just for arriving here. But I'd be careful. A gifted necklace can easily be a golden chain. The Domus is where all of Edessa's political work is done. The Templars determine the policy, and it is there that we enact it. The Domus Politica has me tallying and sorting all new arrivals to the city. Another few years and I could be Italier, first class. Yes, yes, go on.
What? Yes?
Blessings to you.
Well, I've waited so long for these. There are some things you simply cannot do with ordinary blades. Beautiful, exquisite things. I got my start doing vivisections in the laboratories. I showed enough knowledge of humoral balance and physio. The city has no parallel, and it's only half built. I can't even conceive of all the contributions we will make to these labs. It is where the greatest minds of the gnomes, the scholars, can determine the underlying rules and laws of existence. It is where the greatest mind... My colleagues are always at the forefront of research. I must stay at my best to keep up. Very well.
You wish to speak?
Further, what I found confusing.
Yes. Well, look at you. Don't seem to be quite as busy as the other humans working the scap. You might be perfect. Listen, stranger, would you like to earn a bit of coin? This what's up. I don't know all the details about it. I know that Scar Naren was involved in linguistics. It's safe to say the experiment will likely be some verb. Scar Naren has quarters in the Basilica Nostra. Speak with her and she'll get you... The Basilica is where the scholars of Odessa reside. Not many assistants there besides me, but I manage. Every now and then, the scholars take an assistant from the laboratories in the walls to the Basilica. Right now, that's me, Lost. The Basilica Nostra is home to Odessa's scholars. The Forum is the center of Odessa. The Consistorium is, well, Librarium is our storehouse of knowledge. The works of many scholars, sages, historians, and mages can be found within. The scholars are the most educated gnomes. You could say they are the thinkers of our society. Even in its unfinished state, the Forum is a perfection of architecture, a fitting place for the seat of our government.
The hermit blacksmith.
Yes, we're a bit of an island to ourselves out here. Just stood there, smile on his face, while Effia raged on about his shoddy work.
I guess he's glad to have a master again. Anything you need's found in the smithy. You've got Heki for most things, and Gavroche for mending. And I'll admit, it's good to have a master blacksmith on premises. When there are open jobs, and there's good proof they... So long!
There is blood on your hands, Warsworn. Where is Gwyn? And what is that look in your eyes? They burn with the flame of chaos. Oh, you savage betrayer! You will pay! cut the bindings and you are free. Now take the key and enter their ancient vaults. The heart of Cybon shall be yours. The furnace fire, the hammer ringing. It's not bad to be back. Hmm.